You all have done your part, and I love it. You all are legit. You say you're going to do something, you did it. Okay? Point blank, period. If I say I'm going to do something, I did it. I'm just kind of wrapping up what we did before, but and looking at where we want to go in the future. July 7th, 8th, and 9th, that's my time to show and prove, to make up for the lack of conversions that did not happen at the other two events, right? I consider it all one thing. And I know that people need what you have to offer, so I don't understand how all those people could stand up and not anyone could put down their 197. I need to get my backhand ready for that, okay? So.
Please challenge me to think. Challenge me to calculate. Challenge me to dream. Raise your hand. I want you to stand up right now if you know you need to be a part of the money multiplier. If you know you want to be a part of Chris's team and Britt, stand up right now. Give yourselves a round of applause. It's okay. You know it's because they're over your head. And guess what? Next time you go out, when you work with them, you're going to be over your friends' heads.
And Chris said you guys blocked out 2 hours. That's why I've been just a little all over. You know, I'm passionate about this. I'm disorganized. I function better in chaos. I got your back. We're going to crush it. Like, I would like for this July event is going to set a new standard. We got to make sure people get 3 videos of you before you get there. So you're already a rock star. We got to put those standard operating procedures in place. But I also want the people like Steve Rogers, Gail Kingsbury, and Daryl Miller, the top entertainment attorney at Fox Rothschild, to be on this tour. And just like you, they're very successful, busy people. But I want us to be like a team because I want to control who you're associated with, to build your own unique brand inside this industry, so that when people hear Chris Nargo and Brent Kessler, they have they're associated with, you know, like authentic, you know, authentic financial mentorship.
Yes.
Right? That's what they want you to do. They're not doing from a real place of wanting to help people. Right? I would like to do an event once a month for the rest of this year, starting in July, at that same budget.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Let's do it. I want to do it. I want to see how it rolls out. I think it's going to be fantastic. I mean, I love working with you guys. So, yeah, I mean, I'm all in. Are you in, Chris?
I'm 100% in. Absolutely. This is, I think, LBJ and myself, I think this is our 4th call on this stuff. I'm more than in. I'm ready to roll.
All right.
I'm not on a plane right now.
Right. Perfect. So this is where our event is going to be.
Yeah.
Farnsworth from Scottsdale, Arizona.
I haven't seen this video, but
some of the most amazing entrepreneurs coming to speak.
It's
and
this type of vibe.
You the techniques.
Okay. It's the Penthouse Mastermind. Let me see.
Someone tell me what to do for over a year and a half.
When part of the reason I know, talking about the setup and people putting you on events at different times, determining when you go, I know that if you present, if Steve Rogers presents before you, then it's a different impact than Steve Rogers presents after you. You see?
Yeah, that's
right.
Pop quiz. Which would you rather go? Would you rather go before Steve Rogers or after?
I would say after.
Les Brown Jr. here. I want to invite you to the first time I'm opening up a mastermind I'm calling the Teachers of Masters Inner Circle. For 90 days, you will have access to what I call 9 teachers of masters, 9 top mentors in the areas of finances, strategic planning, entertainment, 9 teachers of masters that will mentor you over the course of 90 days, and you'll have access to 3 different events where you'll receive 12 hours total in live experience in a room with me and with my teachers of masters, some of the top consultants and influencers on the planet. I am proud to be Mamie Brown's grandbaby boy, also known as the Prince of Greatness, and I want to invite you to take action right now. Sign up, click the link, and join this Teachers of Masters experience. Remember this: the excitement of a concert, the emotions of a movie, and the experience of a lifetime. See you soon.
Thank you very much.
I would.
Brent would say after two,
would too.
right?
Yes.
Because you get all the borrowed credibility
100%.
of him working with Warren Buffett. You see? And being the CEO of Prudential, right? You get all that credibility to where you're dealing, and this is the value of me. I want you to understand that there's no way you can pay me what I am worth, because everything, you're not even paying me. I'm utilizing the resources to pay people like Gail, to pay people like my dad, to pay off the venue. The venue for the Penthouse Mastermind cost $8,000, right? So it's helpful that I'm not coming out of all that pocket by myself, right? But at the end of the day, I still have to hustle up and get additional sponsors to give you the type of reach that you're going to need. But to me, it's worth it, because I know that you guys are investing, you have resources, and every time people know that you have resources, the price goes up tremendously, right?
It does.
I like the price to go down. I want the price to go down. You know why? I just want to keep your business. I don't need your money, man. I don't pay bills. I wear one freaking suit because I can, and I still get ass. Okay? I don't need to do all this. I hate traveling, and by the time I get somewhere, all my suits are wrinkled. Just forget it. I'm just going to take my one and I'll buy a new shirt. Okay? So that's what billionaires do. That's what I do. I don't change.
Absolutely what they do, actually.
I don't change. It is simple. And guess what? Girls see me, they be wanting me on the road. They still love me. So forget it. Like, you know, if I cut some things off, okay? And I might have mentioned this through the BDP, but I just want to be clear. So I'm not a very organized and structured person, but I am a motivational genius, okay? And I was at 19 years old, I was making $20,000 an hour, but then I was diagnosed as bipolar, okay? And I was hospitalized, right? I am still diagnosed as bipolar to this day, okay? And that has been something that has affected me at the end of the day. So if you hear that from someone, I wanted to make sure that you heard it first, okay?
Yeah,
The
no one's
problem,
ever said.
the biggest problem that I have found is when I call people on their stuff, then they want to call me names and use labels against me. You know, when I can tell they're bullcrapping me, or when Gail wants to take off my time, my guys, and I told her, don't you talk to my guys, you talk to me. She knows what she's doing. She's wrong, right? And they got Celeste up there singing jingles and crap. No, now I'm bipolar because I'm cussing everybody out. But I don't want to change that, okay? I'm not going to chase that, because you got to have a head ripper in this game, and that's me. My dad is the nice guy. He's so nice, never let people know. No, that's not me. I don't want to be that way, okay? And the other thing is that I have a prescription for medical marijuana, okay? And I use it occasionally. And I just want you to know that those are my biggest weaknesses. And if those things compromise me in any way in terms of moving forward, I just want you to hear it from me first. But if there is anything that happens wrong, that happens right, I want you to know that I'm not scared of you guys to tell you the truth.
The July 9th event.
Right.
So anyway, so I just heard that July 9th event was canceled. So I figured, okay, well, it didn't work out. It canceled. So I don't know. I think you and Chris have been communicating, you know, so like mostly on this. So I've just kind of been on the sidelines. You know, I'm like, right. So like, it's kind of like I told Chris before. I mean, I'm the guy that I show up and I talk to clients about banking, and I do the presentation. I'm not really good at organizing and designing and creating events and the marketing and all of that stuff that you know goes on. I just told Chris, I said, man, you just got to tell me where I need to go and when I need to be there, and as if I can get as much advance notice as possible, that's awesome, you know. But So yeah, if there's anything I can do better, please guys, let me know. If there's something you need from me that I'm not giving you that I could do better, but no, man, all good with me. I'm totally fine with everything.
Okay. All right, great. And I think that what you said is key because the roles here are very different, right? And so my particular role is not to just my role is to build out standard operating procedures and to put quality people in the room. I think that the biggest thing that I got from our last conversation was, okay, we're going to do an event and we're going to look to do several events. And my job was to go out there, find out how to get the quality leads in the room that you all talked about, right? So on one standpoint, it's not like every lead is not a good lead. And so I want to talk about and update you. Since our first conversation, we did not have all the venues lined up. We did not have all of those details. That was kind of in my job description to put together the best location, the best other guest speakers, but to also make sure that the money multiplier was the main focus, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, and so and I guess what I would like to do now, and I know we're on a very short window for this July 9th event, and I don't think any tickets are booked or anything. And I was so one of the things that caused a big setback was the change of venue from the Beverly Hills Penthouse to the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library. And Mr. Kessler, did you and I ever talk about that, or was that just a conversation that Mr. Krista and I had?
I think it was Chris and you. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't recall being that. Chris, do you know? I mean, I think it was
I think it was just, yeah, I think it was just LBJ and me.
This is part of the work, okay? Now, if you come in out of the blue and try to do an event there, it takes a long time. I have been developing this relationship for a while, and I think that when I looked at the difference between the environment that the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library creates and the environment that the Penthouse Mastermind creates, I think that there's no competition. The Ronald Reagan Presidential Library is the way to go. Okay.
What are the, just to recap, because obviously now we're kind of starting over from scratch. We really just need to know what the dates are and then some logistic stuff.
Okay, so let's talk about that question, which keeps coming up about the dates. Okay, so I just want to say
kind
my
of
perspective
important.
on it. So from my perspective, when I said the dates, I made the dates the same each month so that question would never have to change.
The 7th to the 9th?
Yeah, on every month, and take that consistently, even going into next year. So say you take down, so one of the things at the Penthouse Mastermind, they told me they wanted to do a ticket split, but then after I got there, they wanted $5,000 a day for 3 days. Well, that's not what we discussed. That's, triple the budget already. No, so I had to find another venue. The problem with this Ronald Reagan Presidential Library venue, they just got back to me literally 6 days ago with the approval of the event. Okay. So in terms of it, if we're to pick one of those 2 days, it would be the 9th. Okay. If we were to continue with creating a 3-day experience that would have different venues, which is what I think would be the best practices would be. I would like to, so there are 2 ways to look at this. One, you can take all of the information that I give you and say, okay, yes, this is good, okay, boom. We can take it from here and go with it. Or we can say, yes, this is not good. We don't like this, okay? Let's give it 3 different options, right? We don't think the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library is a fit, whatever. That is an option too. Or we can take it and based off of the strategy that we put in place, I can then implement it. So I'm just putting those 3 different strategies out there. The reason why I say that is because this part of the work, obviously, all you need to know is when you got to show up. But this part of the work is the hardest part of the work. So, and I just want it to be appreciated that I'm finding the best dang venue for an affordable price and all those things too. Does that make sense, guys?
No, we appreciate it. I assure you that much. We're just, you just got to look at it kind of like what Brent was saying. A lot of times we just need to know what day we need to be there, how many people there's going to be, so we can make sure we prepare. And that's kind of the big things for us, because we're just going to come in and do what we always do. And I know on the back end, you're putting a ton of time and energy into, getting the venues, making it, all that it is. And I like the experience thing. I really do. I just think, we're already at the 27th of the month. Then we got the holiday on the 4th. So people are going to take the holiday weekend. Then you got the 9th. I mean, that's literally the next week. That doesn't give any time to really prepare, market, or, put butts in seats. So I think if we were going to do this event, I think it should just be a one-day event. I feel like that would be appropriate for this. But then the next month, the 7th to the 9th in Utah, I think we got time to plan for that. And that one was at Dave Austin's house. And then the 7th to the 9th in Atlanta, which I didn't have a venue for that one.
Right. So, okay. So we're on the same page there. That's why I just need the flexibility to call audibles from the huddle. Now, here's another thing that I wanted to keep in mind. In our last conversation, we mentioned, pushing and maybe even doing more than one event a month. And here's a couple of things and why I'm going through these gross details. Okay. So to secure this particular, I'm going over the price of the venue, but I'm also thinking, and you tell me what is best. Okay. Would you like to get one venue, one spot that outshines the others that we can learn and stick with and do more than one event there, so we can then develop the best practices and duplicate that in other locations? And I say that not excluding Utah and some of the other locations. I say that saying that I think and I recommend doing more than one event at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library, if possible, and doing something there consistently. And so that's something else that I wanted to put forward.
I probably wouldn't be opposed to that, but in August, I've already started booking stuff around the 7th to the 9th, just because, I don't get to Utah a lot. So I was trying to book other events around those dates to make the most of it.
Okay. Mr. Brand, you want to weigh in on that?
Yeah, I mean, right. So I'm fine with, and again, I think what you said is just do the same event at the same place each month. And so don't go to other states, you mean? Is that what I'm understanding?
It's not a and or.
Okay.
Right. But here's the thing. When you go to another state, you do have to start all over, right?
Yeah.
You start all over each and every time.
Okay.
In terms of all the stuff that you all wouldn't have to worry about, I guess it's like the marketing, the venue. What's the venue going to be like? What's the venue setup? What is the best venue in that environment that is a match with the brand? And I'm not saying that say we do a monthly event at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library and we still do Utah and we still do the other things, because you said maybe do more than one event, do two. You said do 2 events if you can a month. That's what I thought that I heard, and maybe I heard incorrectly.
Yeah, well, I like the idea, and actually that's kind of what I was thinking is, okay, so let's just say you have this place, the Ronald Reagan place, and we commit to that for the next 3 months, 6 months, however long we commit to it, and we do it every month on or around that date. It's just right. It's basically a one-day event, I'm assuming. I don't know.
Yes, you got it right.
So like for me,
I like that.
Yeah. So like for me, when I say one-day event, whether it's a 2-hour or 8-hour or whatever, but I'm thinking, right. So these are one-day events, and then we commit to the Ronald Reagan for X amount. But then on the flip side of that, we also have like another location that we go to once a month, say like on, the 21st. I'm just making up numbers.
Yes.
You know, on like July 21st, we go to another location. On August 21st, another location. So we always have the event on the 7th, 8th, or 9th of the Ronald Reagan each month.
Right. Now that is my
In
vision.
turn, we're really going to do two events.
Right.
Hey everybody, day number 1 of BDP out here in Las Vegas. Been pretty awesome, making a lot of new connections, setting some goals, 100-year goals. Not only that, listening to some great speakers talking about how they're changing their lives, eating a lot of steak, and all sorts of other stuff. So it's been an unbelievable day, and this is just day 1.